We'll give it till right at 3:30. Everybody good to go?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you all for attending the briefing today. We're here to talk about the officer-involved shooting that occurred yesterday at the Medina County Sheriff's Office at 555 Independence here in the city of Medina. On my left, I have Captain Eric Bors from the Medina County Sheriff's Office and Captain Chris Conwell from the Medina County Sheriff's Office. To my right, I have Lieutenant Brian Wagner from the Medina Police Department. I want to give you a little context on why the Medina Police Department is involved in this investigation. We have a unique situation here where our County Sheriff, Terry Grice, was involved in this officer-involved shooting. Terry Grice and Deputy Doug Kleinage were the two officers involved in this shooting. I'll recap what happened at the Sheriff's Office. Yesterday, July 17th, around 6:04 p.m., they were notified by a citizen who came from the parking lot to their outdoor intercom system, pressed a button and notified the Dispatch Central Command that there was a female out in the parking lot creating a disturbance. The citizen also indicated that she was armed with a firearm. At about that same time, Sheriff Terry Grice and Deputy Doug Kleinage were in the sheriff's office and observed this disturbance happening out in front of the sheriff's office. They exited the sheriff's office right there to investigate this complaint and confronted this female who was at the front lobby area, still outside, but at the front lobby area of the sheriff's office, she was armed with a knife and a gun at the time. Sheriff Grice and Deputy Kleinage gave commands to the female to drop her weapons. The female at one point charged towards the two. Deputy Kleinage attempted to tase the female. There was no effect with that tasing attempt. The female lunged again and was shot by Sheriff Grice. He discharged his service weapon. The female was identified as Victoria Carter. She lives on Ryan Road in Medina, Lafayette Township. She was deceased at the scene after life-saving efforts failed that the deputies provided. I do have a video that I can play for you. I will play it in its entirety, and I will give some brief comments for context as we play the video. It's important to know also that no officers or deputies were injured during this incident. Get the mouse working. Stop, I got it. The mouse isn't working.
Do you need a battery for it?
No, we're good. There. I still got nothing on the mouse. Okay. As you can see, this white vehicle is our suspect pulling up to the front of the sheriff's office. This is not a normal parking spot. You'll see shortly here Ms. Carter exit her vehicle, and the citizen that was in the parking lot will come out of this van and approach her. This is the citizen walking up to the front of the sheriff's office to press that intercom button to report the confrontation he just had with the female. This is the citizen coming back from reporting her. It's at this time that the sheriff and Deputy Kleinage realize that there's some type of disturbance going on. They come out of the office door there to investigate the disturbance and confront the female. As you can see, Ms. Carter is still armed with the gun and a knife. Both are giving commands to drop the weapons. Deputy Kleinage is on the right. This is where Deputy Kleinage attempts to tase Ms. Carter. The taser wires are out. Clearly, the taser had no effect. And that's the end of the tape that we're releasing. So as you can see, officers fired on her when she lunged that last time, still armed with, at the time, what they believed to be a gun and a knife. We later found out through the BCI crime scene investigators that the firearm was a replica firearm. However, the knife was a real knife. Obviously, a tragic incident for the family of Ms. Carter, as well as the entire staff of the Medina County Sheriff's Office and the Medina Police Department. I can answer some brief questions if you have any. Sir?
Can you tell us how many shots were fired by the sheriff, and did the deputy fire as well?
The sheriff was the only officer that fired, and the crime scene unit from BCI has not told us how many rounds were fired.
Can you tell us about Ms. Carter's background? Did she have any kind of a criminal history? Were you aware of any kind of a mental health history that might reveal why this happened?
We are not aware of a criminal history. She was known to us. She has an extensive history of mental health issues.
And can you talk about how sad that is that this was the outcome of that?
It's absolutely tragic that she was unable to get the help that she needed so that this end result didn't happen.
Do we know specifically, or do we have any idea why she showed up, why she parked the way she did, why she had the weapons?
No, and Bureau of Criminal Investigation is the lead agency on the criminal investigation. I'm sure that will come out as they progress through their investigation. Again, this just happened yesterday, so it's very preliminary in the investigation.
Does she have any connection to the man who approached and informed you through the intercom, or any connection to anyone with the sheriff's office?
No, ma'am. She did not have a connection to the citizen in the parking lot. Her boyfriend was incarcerated in the jail.
What kind of replica gun was that?
I don't know.
Chief, can you talk about what is in the mind of Sheriff Grice and the deputy, whether it's a replica or not? It's how they interpret the threat.
Of course, they were understandably distraught that this tragic situation occurred. Again, in a split second, it's impossible for a police officer to determine whether a firearm, a replica firearm, is real or not. So I think any reasonable officer would have reacted the way they did when presented with those exact same facts.
You said that her boyfriend was in the jail?
Yes,
Was he in
sir.
jail at the time? And do you think that that played a role in her coming there and parking where she did and arming herself?
I can't say. That likely will come out in the BCI investigation once it's complete.
Can you tell me what she was saying to the officer?
I don't know. There's no audio on the video, so we don't have an idea of what she was saying at this point. Again, that will likely come out in the investigation for BCI.
You said she's known to us. What does that mean?
She's known to the Medina Police Department. We've had several calls for welfare checks with her at her residence.
How old is she?
37.
37.
What did it mean that that citizen came forward and gave you all a heads up that she might be coming in the building? Or, I mean, that probably helped out a lot.
It did. We're appreciative of that. The sheriff's office definitely is appreciative of that. We have no idea what her intentions were when she presented there at the sheriff's office. Ma'am, did you have a question?
Yeah, it looks like in the video that she originally, when she's confronted, drops either the gun or the knife and then picks it back up. Can you kind of clarify which one did she drop it? And then,
It appears she dropped the replica gun and then picked it back up and charged at the sheriff and the deputy.
okay, thank you.
Can
When the
you
taser
tell
was
us which
used,
one?
the taser, was that a hit? It didn't seem like she was phased at all by the taser. I know you had said there was no effect. Did he miss when he used the taser, or did the taser hit her and it just didn't do anything?
I can't comment on that. We didn't actually examine the crime scene. That was BCI that did the crime scene investigation and collected the evidence.
Chief, can you tell us what she was saying out there first to the witnesses? It looked like the first witness was trying to help her and find out what was going on. Was she saying anything to them? Can you talk about what she was saying in her interaction with the two witnesses? And
No,
then-
sir. No, sir. BCI did the interview on the citizen there, and we're not privy to that.
The nature of the welfare checks, what they involve?
The welfare checks we've had with her in the past were mental issues.
Chief, can you tell us what her boyfriend is in the Medina County Jail for?
No, I cannot.
Okay, are you identifying him?
No.
Okay.
Any other questions?
The deputy, his full name, and can you spell the last name? I'm sorry.
Deputy Doug Klinage, Clinage, and of course, our county sheriff, Terry Grace. Ma'am?
Any comments or anything you want to say, I guess, to her family? Like we said, this is a sad situation for both the department and for families, so anything to them?
It is. It is a very tragic situation. I spoke to her sister earlier today for about an hour and expressed our condolences to her for the loss. Their family suffering now. But I think it highlights the need for improved mental health treatment. These folks who are having mental health struggles, mental health problems, they need resources. They need avenues that they can go to get these situations addressed so that it doesn't turn into a tragic situation like this. It's very disappointing. Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
The name of the road that she lives on?
Ryan, R-Y-A-N Road. And again, that's my email address on there if you guys want to link to the video and a picture of the suspect as well.
And is that in Medina Township or is it Lafayette?
I'm sorry.
Which-
It's Lafayette Township. It's just outside the city of Medina, right on the city
Do
line.
you have access, just because we're short on that, do you have access to the booking photos?